Bato Kapala. For the PAC Secretary, Fritz Andrew Astig. Wilmar Pinilla. And then for the technical working group, we have Attorney Francis Canieti, Evelyn Mansueto, Kini Luis Mansueto, okay, and then for the construction firm who are present today, Husgala Army from Rebecca Najiba Construction and Development, Heidi Malaluan from Charles Construction, Christina from WTG Construction, and Luz Espinosa, SB Ante Construction OPC. So today we have 9 contract IDs, 23H80-100 to 23H80-108. So we will now first who explained the building for the building and multipurpose facilities, Engineer Andrew Asignar.
Hey, hello. Thank you, Ma'am Shia. Okay, for the first contract ID, 23HH0100, Local Program, National Building Program, Buildings and Other Structures, Multipurpose Facilities, Construction, Completion of DPWH, Cebu City DEO Annex Building, Cebu City. With an ABC of 7,956,620. No? Ato i-flash ang plan that the project is located kilid lang gid sa kini nga building. So here. Okay, sa karon kay ongoing pa ang project diha, no? So mo ni atong perspective no sa atong project. And since ang atong allocation nato is 7 million raman, so this contract ID for the scope of works nag-focus lang ta sa mechanical works niya, no? Particularly ang atong fire sprinkler system nga mao ang mechanical works, no? So this includes the provision of combined field office, general requirements for the permits, for the project billboard, safety and health, and mobilization or demobilization. So, mao ra gid na ang sud sa kini nga contract, no, for this 7.9 million project. Okay. To proceed, 23HH00101, Local Program, Building, National Building Program, Buildings and Other Structures, Multipurpose / Facilities, Construction, Completion of DPWH Cebu City District Engineering Annex Building, Cebu City. With an ABC of 39,200,000 and 180 calendar days for its duration. So same sa atong first contract ganiha, contract 100, same project gihapon, no? Kini kilid sa atong building, kana nga building diha. So diha gihapon ang atong completion of DPWH building. And for this, ang scope niya kay ah so here. Ang scope niya kini-focus kita sa finishing na kay uh, we are expecting na ang kini nga current nga contract karon kay ang structural naman na siya nga scope no. So up to roofing na diha unya kini nga contract for this 39 million project so ang mga finishes na siya. So when we talk about finishes kay mo na masud ang atong partitioning using glass walls, doors and windows, ceiling works, no? Glaze tiles and glaze tiles. We have for the painting works, ang plumbing works, electrical works also. So, muna na ang atong scope for this contract ID. So, kung mangutana mo, usara ka location, unya duha ka contract ID. No, so anyway, ang scope niya kay dili raman pud dependent sa usa kay ang usa makatrabaho raman while ongoing ang usa ka contract pod. Okay? So same floor plan sa atong gi-construct na diha karon. So I think that's it for this two contract ID for the building projects. For the third contract ID to be presented by Engineer Felicis. Sige. Ato lang sang i-leave ang road projects, no? Proceed lang sa tas sa FCD projects. To be presented by Engineer Salera. Anak.
Okay. So to proceed, no? Good morning once again. So for contract ID 23HH0107, 002, protect lives and properties against major floods, construction, rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities within major river basins and principal rivers. Construction of flood mitigation structure along Guadalupe River, Barangay Sambagdos, Cebu City. So for the DED plans, so the project has have a 3 sections along the river. So with a total length of 460 meters. So mo niya ato ang Guadalupe River, ang pinaka landmark na to diha is kining sa B. Rodriguez na bridge. Na atay kanang padung og fuente nga dalan. So kana nga bridge diha nag-traverse diha ang ato ang Guadalupe River. Na barangay Sambagdos sa sa north na portion sa sapa nato. So tulo ka sites ang gi-consider nato sa left and right riverbank. So muna ato ang actual footage captured during the site verification. So, workable niya nga mga areas is katong naay mga na-hanger na or naanay mga failure sa foundation which is to be ato ang i-address na to. O naapoy mga revetment structure nga atong i-construct. So for the summary of quantities, first, A.1.6, provision of combined field office. So, equivalent siya sa pila ka months ang ato ang contract duration. Then, for communication facility, we need to provide 1 unit laptop and 1 unit tablet. So, need po nato ang permits and clearances. Then, project billboard, signboard, we have safety and health program, mobilization, and demobilization. Then next, naapod tay access road na atong gi-include na sa ato ang contract, no? Or sa ato ang summary of quantities para ma-address na to ang atong agianan or access sa ato ang mga heavy equipment padung sa sapa. Then we have removal of structures and obstruction. Then we have structural concrete o kining reinforcing steel mo ni ang composition sa atong pile cap nato. Then we have surplus common excavation. Then atong gi-separate ang furnished o ang driven nga sheet pile which is the main item of the project. Then the concrete cover and manhole. So naatay schedule of structure, no? Nadare ang per station asa dapita ang location. So for the specific location naatay mga benchmarks nga na butang didto and pwede po nato ma-ask for assistance ang diri sa planning nato for the specific gid pwede ta maka-schedule og site inspection and verification. So muna itong mga typical section, no? Dito. So naay mga existing, as I said earlier, naay mga existing structure dito na naanay medyo nanay failure sa iyang foundation. So ato siyang butangan og provide na to og for protection work which is the steel sheet pile para wala na tay ma-experience nga scouring sa ato ang riverbed. Then kana sad. So muna yung atong mga sections dito. So more or less sheet pile and pile cap ra gyud ang ato ang pinaka main items nato. So muna yung ato ang details as to the rebars, as to the sizes of our pile caps, ang sa rebar layout nato, ang ato ang mga cutting list or bar bending diagram, naara makita ra pod nato dinhi, no? Then, ang details sa manholes, ang concrete covers, and kani siya ang atong grading marks nato na atong pintalan i-provide nato for the sheet piles nga na-deliver sa site. Then, the splicing of the sheet pile, atong ikuan ay mga splicing nga need nato, natay detail. Then, the billboards. So, that's for Sambagdos na flood mitigation. Then the next one is same category gihapon siya, construction of flood mitigation structure along Lahog River. So yung ABC no is 44.1 million. So for the DED plans, so kani siya. So the length of the project is 445 meters. So most of nato ang mga geotag photos no captured during site validation and site verification. So ang pinaka landmark niya is tumoy-tumoy na gini siya sa Lahog River no sa may Lagwerta. Sa may Lagwerta ni siya babaw gamay sa kining may JY padong diha sulod sa may Mivisa Garden diha na condominium sa paylain landmark diha. Oh, basta diha Mivisa Garden diha karaan nga merkado sa Barangay Lahog na diha pasulod. Kanang naay gasoline station na ay kanang pa-left diha nga mga eskina. So mo na ato ang landmark diha no. Medyo layo na siya but still accessible gihapon siya sa mga sakyanan o mga equipments nato. So naara gihapon tay access. So mo ni siya naa na existing diri sa upstream area implemented sa ato ang office gihapon in the previous years and sa maintenance pod. So naatay kani siya. So naay left and right riverbank. So as you can see naay dalan sa iyahang kilid. So nara siya access road gihapon panaog sa kaning sapa. So the general notes and technical specifications. Then for the summary of quantities, same lang gyapon to kanina no. Naatay field office, communication facility, permits and clearances, project billboard, safety and health program, mobilization, demobilization, natay access road, then removal of structures and obstruction, then the reinforcing steel and the structural concrete is the composition sa ato ang concrete pile cap, then nata excavation, then atong gilahi pod ang furnished and driven sa structural steel sheet pile. Then manhole and concrete cover. So naa dinhi makita ra man no, naa tay mga first station nato unsa atong ipang install or unsa atong ipang construct didto. Nara tay schedule of structure nga gi-reflect pod. Then mo na yang typical section. So inani lang kasimple lang ato ang structure. So naay siya pile cap, then sheet pile layon niya. Then mo nang details sa ato ang sa rebar details and the dimensions sa ato ang pile cap, iyang mga manholes, covers na arapod. Then ang splicing nato sa steel sheet pile if ever na splice ta didto para pag connection sumpay, then the billboards nato. Then the river plan and profile and its detailed cross-section. So nalantay i-maintain nga width ha sa atong sapa. Mo lang na atong i-emphasize gyud na atay gi-maintain nga width sa atong sapa. If ever mas mulapad ang sapa, mas maayo. So take note lang ta ana no. Kay para at least dili na to constrict ang ato ang sapa nato. So that's all for the flood control project. So Engineer Felicis will continue for the road project.
Okay, good morning everyone. So to continue, we have contract ID 23HH0102, construction of road, Barangay Mabini, Cebu City, Cebu. For its project description, it is a road construction with a Portland cement concrete pavement as its wearing course. And then the approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000 pesos and to be completed in 105 calendar days. So I'll be showing the detailed engineering design plan. This is the cover page for the road concreting at Mabini. So its station limits, starting from kilometer 21 plus 400 to kilometer 21 plus 640. So the net length for this project alone is 240 meters. So to discuss in detail, I shall now proceed to the next slide. So this is the proposed alignment, no? Kini. This is the starting point up to here, and the end point of 240 meters. And then this is the actual photograph taken on site during the site inspection and validation. So as you would notice, no, na siya ending here, a previous road concreting project also. This was implemented last 2022. So for 2023, this contract, we are to continue lang, no? Ato lang ni sumpayan for this particular allocation. So dito medyo wala siya mga landmarks no na easily distinguished, but we have the coordinates here. So if you could input this on your smartphones, no, malocate ra gyapon ninyo ang exact limits na to. So for the start and then the end limits, so provided ang latitude and longitude. So here on the right side, this is the alignment, no? Specified on this map. So muna ang iyang kuan. So medyo wala pa structures na kuan na reflect na to no sa mapa na to na kuha. Okay. So on the next page, this is the summary of quantities. So basically the same no as previously kuan procured. Ang mga general requirements na to is this is the provision of the combined field office, permits and clearances, billboards, both the DPWH and COA billboard, safety and health program for mga PPEs na to, mga signages to be used on site. And then, syempre, traffic management. And then, mobilization, demobilization. So, coming in sa civil works item, we have the excavation, which is item 1022. Embankment, no? Item 104. Subgrade preparation prior to the placement of the aggregate subbase course, which is item 200. And then atong pinaka main scope of work, which is the item 311, Portland Cement Concrete Pavement, 200 millimeter in thickness, having a quantity of 1,214 square meters, no? Ang atong pinaka largest allocation for this contract. And then other items include reinforcing steel, structural concrete to be used for the construction of the line canal, no? Open line canal. And then we are also to provide a cross drainage pipe culvert, 36 inches in diameter. And then natay minor slope protection in the form of stone masonry consisting of 29 cubic meters. And then protection against kining vehicles no from kinimusod sa atong open canal. Therefore, we introduce this item, the concrete curb. Should be precast, no? 500 pieces, all in all. So, muna ang mga technical specs and general notes. Then, this is the typical road section for our project. So, as you can see, ang atong width no, is 5 meters, ang clear carriageway width, ang agianan. And then, here we have the shoulder and then the ditch canal. And then on the right side, muna itong structure, concrete open canal. And then this one, this is the concrete curb, no? Protection no? Against mga vehicles na musod sa gilid. And then this other typical section depicting a slope protection structure on the left side. So muna itong stone masonry atong gigamit. Okay, so here also, muna atong on the topmost part is the Portland cement concrete pavement, and then below it, mo ni atong kuan. Sub-base course of item 200, pero yung thickness is 150 millimeter, no? So ubos ni siya, no? Prior to placement of the item 311, mag-base ta, sub-base. Okay, that's it for the Mabini Road Concreting Project. So to proceed, we have contract ID 23HH0103, also a road concreting project, but it is located in Barangay Cambinocot, no? Part of the 1st Legislative District, Cebu City North District. So its ABC is the same, 4,950,000 pesos to be completed in 105 calendar days. So ato ablihan ang kuan. Design plan niya. So for Cambinocot, so mo ni no, ang cover page na to. So its station limits, station 24 plus 00 to 24 plus 182, and the net length is 182 meters. So much shorter na siya because nag-introduce tawag other items no needed for this road concreting project. So this is the alignment. Yeah. What man? So money. Also, this project is a continuance or continuation of a previously implemented project by this office. So last 2022, nakatrabaho buta no? So as shown here on this photograph, mo ni ang kuan accomplishment nato last year. So we are to continue lang no? Ato lang ni sumpay kay taas pa man tag simento uno nito. Okay, so from here, kilometer 24 up to 24 plus 182. Okay, so 182 meters ang trabahoon no, for this particular allocation. So muna yung situation dito, this is already an open road, needs for kuan lang, alignment and grade correction lang. Okay, medyo steep ni siya, and then we're also to provide kining sub-base no, correction niya o placement. Okay, so here, shown on the map, nakuan na diri. Naka-reflect lang sa atong Google Map, no? So if you would notice, na-register na siya sa katong application, kini na road alignment. So if you would also use these coordinates, madumduman na dyan, no? So it to be easily followed naman. Okay? So mo na location for the Cambinocot Road Concreting Project. So mga technical specifications to niya, no? Okay. Hindi ma-zoom. Okay. So I hope maklaro ra no. Kini ang atong kuan, a roadway width is still 5 meters but na-provide po ta og paved shoulder on both sides. So on the left side and on the right side, natay 0.3 meters or 30 cm na width, no? And then on its end or edge is the concrete curb, no? Protection sa mga vehicles nato. And then on the outermost side, no, both sides also natay provision of this line canal na open for drainage, no? Okay. So maog yapon on the topmost part of our project, 200 mm yung kabag-on, and then underneath it is the aggregate sub-base course, 150 mm thick. So same kuan yapon details as discussed no before. Okay, for I think that's it now for the Camino Road Concreting project. So we shall now proceed to the last two projects for this pre-bidding conference. So contract ID 23HH0104, off carriageway improvement, secondary roads, Cebu South Coastal Road, kilometer 9 plus 563 to kilometer 9 plus 882, kilometer 10 plus negative 257 to kilometer 9 plus 476, Cebu City. So project description is traffic engineering, provision of solar street lights nandiyan ni ang atong proyekto for this allocation. And then the approved budget for the contract is 9,025,000 pesos and 800 pesos. And then to be completed in 90 calendar days or 3 months. So ato'y patanaw atong kuan. Detailed engineering design plan. So, mo ni atong cover page, no? With its stationing, niabot og 2 kilometers ang kuan, scope ani niya. So, as shown here on the alignment, mo ni ang starting point up to here. Somewhere unahan sa New Star. No? Duha ni ka section. If you're going to Cebu City, ang right side, and then also on the left side. Pero ang naabot sa atong allocation is only on the right side na provision sa atong solar street lights. And then with a particular distance, no? Distansya aman nato atong solar street lights. So this is the current situation. Mo itong SRP. Mas common mo itong gamiton na SRP kaysa South Coastal Road, no? South Road Properties. And then this one also, mo po ni ang other picture on the other side. So ang kuan ni scope na to is solar street lights to be installed on the right side, no? Sa off carriageway pasabot gawa sa dalan ari sa may sidewalk area atong butanganan kay if you would notice ang existing diha na lighting system is on the middle lang sa katong Median, no? Median Island. So we deem it as kuan pa insufficient to provide lighting na adequate diha na area kay since SRP is a very wide, no, kining national road. Thus we have this project. So for this summary of quantities, so mosulod na gihapon ang mga general requirements such as the provision of combined field office, permits clearances, the billboards, safety and health program, traffic management, no? So this is very crucial kasi magtrabaho mo gutas kilid and therefore we have to provide katong mga barricades, cones kay possible mosulod ta sa kining highway, no? Mosulod ta gamay. And then syempre we have the mobilization, demobilization. And then for the civil works, na-introduce na ta og kining structure excavation. So prior to the placement of the poles o katong solar street light mismo, so thus we have the excavate pa ta sa kilid. And then we have item 404, 405. This will be used for the construction of the pedestal, no? Katong patungan sa atong kining poste mismo, no? So separate man gud ang payment or costing for the post and then the light mismo, no? Sa pagbutang na to ana. So ang foundation nabulag pod. Converted to item 404 and 405 mo ni ang concrete, no? Katong masa na to niya. And then syempre, mo na yung pinaka main item na to, pinakadakog cost. This is item 6249A1 which is the single arm, isa lang, no, aris kilid, 8-meter height niya na pole, solar LED roadway lighting, and take note of the mga specs na to. 120 watts, 1.5 meter mast arm length, and then mo sustain siya og wind speed na 250 kph. Gihatag ni sa specs. We have the specs provided by the central office. Naman ni siya a department order and a memorandum as basis sa atong pag-design ani and for the costing. So kini mga general notes and technical specs for every item. So muna typical section na to. So muna ni mahitabo. So on both sides, mo na ni ang provision of the katong solar street lights, no? So aside from the middle one na naana existing, mo na ni mag-provide na tao kuan additional. So mo na ni shown here 8 meters ang katason, nya 1.5 meters iyang pasulod kibale for the lighting system. And then below, mo na itong foundation, no? Mo na magdaan na ang structural component ani niya na project. So lighting lang dyan siya. More ko ano siya, more lang ni scope dyan niya. So kini mga details na, no? Para matanawan ninyo. So here on the right side ang iyang matrix in terms of its battery kanang solar panels niya, sa type niya, charger controller, ang LED niya na details or requirements, charging time, IP rating, etc. No? So you could refer on this one, no? Kay very particular na bata sa kuan specs ani. So dapat ang inyong i-quote for this bidding should follow what is required by the department. Okay? So mo na siya for this solar lighting project at SRP. So we have one more project, no, last na dyan eh. This is contract ID 23HH0105, Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Cebu South Coastal Road, kilometer 9 plus 882 to kilometer 10 plus 418, kilometer 10 minus 417, to kilometer 10 minus 257. So this one, light na siya scope of work. No, this is a asphalt overlay project using structural measures. And then the approved budget for the contract is 42,140,000 pesos and to be completed in 120 calendar days. So ato i-open ang kuan. Plano na to. So money, ang atong project consists of two sections ni siya. So the net length is 403 meters. Okay? So kini, shown here on the alignment, the shaded part is our project scope, no, project limit. So going to Inayawan Bridge, familiar tanan sa Inayawan Bridge, kanang mulabang padong sa Talisay, di kaabot sa atong Taytayan, muna atong aspaltoon. So other landmark, syempre kining regional office on the right side, no, pasulod ta. So kanan area mo na itong aspaltoon. So this one, this is shaded region. And then after sa Inaywan Bridge, napay particular area diha up to the boundary of Talisay, Cebu Second, ang both ways ang atong aspaltoon. Ang padong sa Talisay area o padong sa Cebu City area. Okay? Nakakuha ra sa location? Okay. So and then here, muna ang photograph nato, muna yung current situation dire. So if you would notice, nanadyo siya ko ano, raveling. Maklaro na mga bato-bato nato. So ang asfalto nato is of kuan na siya, poor condition na. So therefore, we have this asphalt overlay project or asphalting project na atong gi-introduce. So muna ang mapa nato on the right side, Inayawan Bridge, Region 7 na building, SRP. So, kining nailinya diri, duha ka buok mo na atong trabahoon. So, for the scope of work or summary of quantities, medyo daghan siya items. Okay, so ato isa-isahon. General requirements, combined field office, syempre for the whole duration. Provision of a communication facility. No, kailangan you are to turn over these gadgets to the office after project completion or pwede prior po, no, para magamit na. And then we have one laptop, one cell phone, smartphone, and one tablet. No, muna yung composition sa ang atong item A.1.5. And then permits and clearances, item na to po. Billboards, safety and health program. Siyempre, traffic management, mobilization, demobilization. And then nag-introduce ta og new item na general requirements po is ang kining pag-remove and relocation of the solar studs. No? If you would notice, na natay mga existing solar studs diha. we are to remove them prior to the implementation or kining earthworks na to. So, kato, kuhaon to siya, and then after which, completed na ang pag-asfalto na to, ato lang siya ibalik, no? So, kato mga, wala na nag-function ng mga solar studs, so ato lang siya itabi, i-turn over na to na to. But those na okay pa ang condition, ato na ibalik. But we also introduce new solar studs na item po later below na makita ninyo pila ka buok. So, mo na siya para ma-reuse na nato gihapon ng studs no na naka-in place na. So for the kining kuan removal or mga earthworks item na to, musud na tas item 101 3D, removal of structures or obstruction ang sidewalk. So if you're going to regional office, you would notice kining bike lane nato sa pinaka outermost side sa sidewalk, existing naman na. Okay pa ng condition. But somewhere in the middle sa sidewalk o sa curb na to, dilapidated na or wala na natagad ang kana na area. So therefore, amo decide na ato i-remove tong guba na sidewalk and syempre i-restore siya sa iyang kuan. Good quality na. So thus we have this item 101 3D. Okay? So pati ang kuan, curb and gutter, amo sad gi-remove no or in particular areas lang kung kato ng mga guba na jud. So 139 meters ang among na-identify. And then we have item 1022, surplus common excavation. So ang scope jud ani pod is we are to provide a kining CTB no, kining road mix base course prior to asphalt overlay or pagbutang sa asfalto na wearing course. So first, syempre we are to remove the existing kuan strata up to a certain depth, morning item 102. And then for the structure excavation, morning kuan, magbutang taog solar street lights pero pipila lang, no? Mga 15 as shown here sa atong below quantities. No, katong sa part sa iyang kuan section. So morning natay item 103. This is used for the kuan installation of the solar street light. So same specs ni siya as discussed sa katong usa ka project nato. Okay? So for the roadway, nasa dining item 105, subgrade preparation, prior to placement of the sub-base course, prior to placement of the road mix base course. This one, katong sub-base course nato, shall be used katong pag-raised up sa sidewalk o nato o sa curb and gutter. Dere, no? Natay topping gamay. So minimal lang ni siya na quantity, 43 cubic, but the major item sa roadway component, kining CTB or Portland Cement Stabilized Road Mix Base Course having a quantity of 1,960 cubic meters. Okay, so to proceed, we have item 301 1B, no? So ang methodology good, once ang first layer na patungan sa atong asfalto or the bituminous concrete surfing wearing course kay dili siya existing asphalt or concrete. First, we have to provide kining prime coat, no? Morning item 301. So ang area niya identified is 4,898 square meters. So next, ang item 302, mo na niyang gamito nato once ang atong i-overlay is on top of existing pavement. So pang second layer na ni siya, no? Item 302. So same area with item 301, katong prime coat. And then another major item, syempre kini atong bituminous concrete surface wearing course, katong atong hot mix asphalt. So since double layer man ta, 100 mm ang atong design, ato lang ni times to atong area na 4,898. So nisulod siya na 9,796 square meters ang scope. And then we also have the reinforcing steel, structural concrete. So this will be used sa katong foundation or pedestal sa solar street light na atong gi-introduce. And then we also have the reconditioning of drainage structures. So ato lang limpyuhan, no? I-restore sa iyang kuan okay na state, no? Na dili siya clog up. So we have a pay item for that. 239 meters na siya or each. And then, ang curb and gutter, 139 pieces. Ang sidewalk, composed of 203 square meters, no? On the right side, going to the regional office. And then, we have introduced also solar studs. Ang placement sa solar studs is on the edge line, sa outermost part, outermost lane, and then katong duol po diri sa kuan, island na to, na edge island. Okay, if you would notice ang pagbutang karon naa pa sa broken lines, nara sa tunga ra kibali ba, no? Katong delineation niya. Okay? So other miscellaneous items include the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. So uso ra ni ka color dito, puti ra man ang kuan. Kailangan na to, wala man tay yellow since wala existing na junction box or center line na kuan, delineation na color yellow. So therefore, white lang tanan, and then equivalent siya 173 square meters ang butanganan. And then lastly, as discussed na, katong solar street lights, same specs na gi-discuss before, pero kuan lang, minimal lang number, 15 kabok lang, no? Ang atong ibutang. Kay limited ra iyang kuan, stretch or length sa atong alignment. Okay. So, kita sa next page. So, mga notes na ni and technical specifications for every item. So, muna ni ang kuan na to. No? Typical section. So, may tabo. Mag-remove ta sa existing base na to, and then we are to correct that, and then mag-introduce na sa atong CTB, item 204. Medyo baga ni siya, no? 400 millimeters ang among na design. And then, mo na to mag-overlay na taan on top of it. Duha ka layers of asphalt. Mo na itong wearing course. Okay, so on the off carriageway, no, ang gawa sa dalan, mo na itong kuan. Sorry, no, it shouldn't be the existing. Kuan na siya. Mo na ang new replacement for the curb and gutter na dere. Okay, ni sidewalk na to, ato na improve. And then on the right side, further on the right side, somewhere here, na there is pinaka-right, mo niya katong bike lane, no? Existing bike lane dito, do sa regional office. So this one, ang atong butanganan lang, diri lang sa right side pod ang atong solar street light. So mag-atbang ni siya sa katong previously discussed project, no? Magsabay na ikabutang diya. So typical section lang katong kuan. Katong sa end part na, katong nang tumoy sa boundary sa Cebu 2nd District Engineering Office. So minute on sidewalk. Details for the solar street lights. Kini, scheduling of structures. So muna mo guide na to on what particular area or where na kuan section magbutang ta tong mga specific items of work. Okay. So, I think no, na-discuss na nato tanan projects for this. Oh, sorry. Sorry na pa isa. Last na ni siya. So, 23HH 106. Ang background ani is we have an overlapping project with the BRT, no. There is a may capital, provincial capital, kining dalan, padong diri sa may Osmeña Rotonda. So, what we did was we applied for a modification. Yeah, amo siya gi-transfer to another area, incorporated gihapon diri sa Cebu North Road. Pero nana somewhere dito sa may Mabolo and Careta area. So, this shall be discussed later, no, sa atong kuan plano. So, for this project, no, asphalt overlay ang atong kuan, pinaka main scope of work, and then the approved budget for the contract is 74,305,000 pesos to be completed in 123 calendar days. So, ato i-open atong kuan file. Okay. So for this project, duha tong sections, no? Pero ang net length for both areas niabot og 1,068 meters atong trabaho na. So this is the alignment, no? Mm. Okay. So familiar tanan sa CIC main kana na intersection sa Glordo. So diha ang starting point and then moderetso diri sa may Careta Cemetery and then left turn going to Barangay Hipodromo. Okay, so muna atong asphaltoon both ways ang ascending o descending niya na chainage, no? Atong asphaltoon. So full width ni siya. So if you would notice, appeal na to i-develop ang intersection. Kining going right to Imus and then going right also here pasulod dito sa Mango Avenue. And then diri mo ni siya, tibok ni siya. And then it shall end somewhere here katong mosumpay sa previously completed project 2022 na asphalting yapon. Mosumpay ra. Okay? So that is for the first section. Ang second section pod mosumpay siya dito sa may Ayala na intersection, nag-end man dito. Diretso siya diri sa may katong dool sa Mabolo Church, no? Nay hotel dito og nay gym diri na area. If I'm not mistaken, ang Simina Street man siguro ni na intersection, no? Mo ni atong aspaltoon kay mo ni ang gap na wala pa na aspalto. Wala na cover sa previous project. So mo ni siya ang duha ka alignment na atong trabahonon. So dili ra kay layo ni ang section 1 from the section 2 kay straight naman na siya. Diretso-diretso na lang, no? Ang pagtrabaho. Okay, so mo ni ang kuan actual picture. So dire ang starting point. Mo ni ang kuan intersection General Maximum or dire General Maximum and then Cebu North Road and then on the here on the right side mo ning Gordo Avenue. Mo ni atong kuan landmark Jollibee katong nas kanto. So kini siya starting point pud ni sa kuan second section na kato sa may Ayala pasulod guys Ayala. So here magsugod up to sa church sa may Mabolo. Okay, so another representation diri sa mapa. So I think mas klaro ni kay daghan nam guni kuan landmarks na makita nato no. So first section and then second section. Okay. So mga items of work nato same gyapon kining combined field office and then naatay communication facility or mga equipment na dapat i-purchase. Isa lang ka multifunctional system. Pwede siya printer, scanner, copier, o fax. No, mo na yung functions for this type of equipment. And then communication facility, o sa laptop, o sa cellphone, o sa tablet. And then, syempre, we have the permits, clearances, billboards, safety and health program, traffic management, mob-demob. For the civil works item, we have introduced item 101-3C1. Muna siya ang removal of the existing dilapidated asphalt. Katong pagkuha nato sa karaang asfalto so that dili kay mosaka ang atong elevation on that particular roadway. Okay? So we have also item 1022, surplus common excavation. Gamito ni siya katong sa pag raise up sa mga mga manholes ba, no? Or kining pag correct pod sa base nato. And then, syempre item 105, subgrade preparation prior to placement of the CTB. So gamay lang ni siya, base correction lang ni on selected areas. 16 cubic ra giabot for item 204. And then, since natay item 204, so before ta magbutang sa hot mix asphalt, we should have the item 301, katong prime coat. So, if you notice dere, 78 square meters, so gamay ra ang atong i-correct na base. And then, for item 3022, ang SS1 or the emulsified asphalt, niabot siya 27,550 32 square meters, no, ang butanganan. And then major scope of work, major item 310, mo na ng hot mix asphalt with a total area of 27,610 square meters. So double laid gyapon kaduha siya magbutang. And then other items include reinforcing steel, structural concrete, mo ni sa pag-raise up sa atong manhole na para ma-level niya siya sa atong finished grade na pavement. And then other items pa, we have the thermoplastic pavement markings, duha na ang color, white and yellow na, no? Since we have the center line na existing na yellow. Okay? So, mo na yan bill of quantities. So, these are the technical specifications, katong mga items na i-discuss. Okay, so mo ni, typical section na to, no? Double overlay lang. So, same ran niya siya, no? So, basically, dali na siya trabahoon. And then here, somewhere here, na yun sectioning, natin i-correct na based diyan, no? To prevent further deterioration of this area. Kaya mo na yung problematic na area dito sa may Cebu North Road. Okay, so mo na yung mga traffic management plan na to. So details ni sa pag-raise up sa atong mga manholes, very important, no, para dili ta sige ka reklamuhan daw na anong gilive na to na unattended tong mga covers na to na lawom siya. Nahimo gud siya murag pothole kung di nato i-raise up. So we provided na sa contract na to. Okay, so typical drawing for our road pavement markings. So to inform everyone, nata existing bike lane dito, ato lang siya ibutang after the overlay, no? Ato siya ibalik. So, muna na yung placement of the pavement markings, plan profile, and then detailed cross-sections for every certain distance sa atong stationing, every 20 meters. I have to check lang, no, sa kaya sa may DSWD area. Okay, wala naman nag-load. So, last part sa atong plans are the detailed cross-sections na, no? Showing katong mga quantities o mga widths niya. Okay, so I hope na discuss na og tarong tanan. If you have any questions, no, please feel free to raise it now while we are here sa discussion. Okay, thank you, Ma'am.
Okay, thank you, our respective engineers. So any questions from our prospective bidders, clarifications? Naa? Wala daw. Okay, so before we end, let's do additional reminders. Please go, IT.
Once again, here are the additional information, no, for the bidders. For the documents to be submitted, these following requirements will be discussed in the preparation of the documents sourced for the technical proposal. The basic eligibility requirement during the submission of bids in the field JEPs certificate of registration and membership must be current and updated in accordance with the provisions of the IRR. And its registration is proper and relevant to the particular type of procurement. In lieu of the Class A eligibility documents uploaded and maintained current and updated in the field JEPs. Bidders are required to submit their field JEPs certificate of registration during bid submission. Next, if ang bidder is not enrolled in CWA, the bidder must attach validated PCAB license and registration, statement of all ongoing and completed government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, whether or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid within the period provided in the bidding documents, given emphasis as per Department Order number 36 series of 2015. For this, strong emphasis is given to this matter since this will be strictly revalidated and checked upon during the detailed bid evaluation. Non-compliance of this is subjected for sanction per DO number 17 series of 2015 under the three-strike policy report. Next, statement of single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid at least 50% of the ABC. Net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, computation and statement of total assets and liabilities. Next is the mayor's permit or business permit must be present, tax clearance, audited financial statement, duly received by BIR at least 2 years from bidding date, income tax return or ITR. Next is for DTI for sole proprietorship and CDA for cooperatives. For a corporation, there should be a secretary's certificate or board resolution duly notarized indicating the authorized and designated signing official. Next, JVA, if applicable, which requires special PCAB license and registration with percentage of 2 contractors. For the bid security, the contractor can choose among the applicable forms of bid security, which the duration is 120 calendar days per RA 9184. The bidder shall submit a bid security declaration or any form of bid security in an amount not less than the required percentage of the ABC in accordance with the following schedule. Cash or cashier's check issued by the Universal of Commercial Bank, which is 2%. Now, bank draft guarantee or a revocable letter of credit issued by a Universal or Commercial Bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed and authenticated by a Universal or Commercial Bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is 2%, surety bond upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, which is 5%. Any discrepancy in the amount even a centavo means non-compliant. If the validated exceeds 120 calendar days, the contractor should renew and submit a new bid securing declaration or BSD, considering that all legal, technical, and financial documents should still be valid during award. Number 4, bid security in prescribed form for the amount and validity period. For project requirements, the bidders should attach the organizational chart for the contract to be bid, including the list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their complete qualification data and affidavit of commitment to work on the project of the contractor's key technical personnel, which there must be no duplication of key functions wherein assignments of several projects of key personnel is strongly discouraged because it was found out that some contractors have one project engineer with multiple ongoing contract projects. The 5 key technical personnel must have experience similar to the contract project to be bid at least 50% of ABC, or as follows: project manager is not necessary a licensed civil engineer. However, the experience should have minimum of 5 years experience of same position and 3 years experience of similar position. Project engineer must be duly licensed civil engineer, should be current and updated with a minimum of 5 years experience of same position, 3 years experience of similar position. For the materials engineer, must be a licensed civil engineer with minimum of 5 years experience of same position, 3 years experience of similar position, duly DPWH accredited materials and quality control engineer. Foreman with minimum of 5 years experience of same position and 2 years experience of similar position. For the safety and health officer with a certificate duly accredited by DOLE as safety officer. The bidder should have a safety officer 3 or SO3 regardless of amount and category, wherein the requirements and appointment, designation, and job description as safety officer. If the company doesn't have a safety officer, they should attach a pledge of commitment to undertake trainings for 48 hours. Additional info, they were advised not to manufacture the experience of their key technical personnel just to suit with the requirements. All the licenses and credentials of the key technical personnel must be current and updated. These attachments should be visible and have a clear copy. The BAC advised that the pledged project engineer for the project should not be conflicting with other projects, considering that the supervision will be difficult. And this is one of the reasons that will cause negative slippage. A project engineer can handle within the same jurisdiction but outside is quite questionable for his capacity to supervise. List of contractors, major construction, and lab equipment units owned, leased, or under purchase agreements must be supported by proof of ownership or lease or purchase and certification of availability of equipment from lessor vendor for project duration. Certification of minimum laboratory equipment duly certified by any DPWH office as per DO number 80 series of 1990 and reiterated for strict compliance as per DO number 138 series of 2015, DO 11 series of 2017 to ensure that the said certification is current and updated, which has only 1 year validity and still subject for post-qualification. Construction Safety and Health Program per DO 129 series of 2014. The preparation of the Safety and Health Program is component of the technical proposal as per department order, of which the limitation is 1 safety officer within limited jurisdiction on the limits not exceeding 50 million. However, per project must have 1 first aider, and it is not necessary approved considering that this will be resubmitted if they will be awarded with the project. The compliance of Construction Safety and Health is now a law as per Republic Act 11058 dated August 2018. The safety officer 3 should be on site since this is one of the requirements during inspection of the personnel from DOLE. There will be a penalty if the safety officer is not around during the inspection of DOLE. The company should also conduct monthly, quarterly, yearly report as one of the OSH requirement in construction industry. The bidders were advised to prepare their own construction safety and health program. For the omnibus sworn statement in the form, the omnibus sworn statement has 9 items. They should comply with a standard form wherein, in the absence of 1 item, it will be rated as failed. For the affidavit of site inspection, inspection of the project site is encouraged in order to validate the site prior to dropping of bids to avoid future problem. Because the contractor has the responsibility to complete the project once awarded to them. For the financial proposal, This must be included also, the bid form, the bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. So mo na ang dapat sa inyong detailed no na agid na diha ang materials, ang labor ug ang material. Ang lump sum na to no mo na atong gikuan pod before di mo gid malikay ng lump sum no kay per item naa man ang lump sum. Usually nani sa mga building nga projects maka duol lang gid mo sa planning pwede mo mangayo og breakdown sa lump sum no for kuan po na siya for smooth implementation sa project no. So makaduol lagi mo unsay suot sa lump sum kay di man pare sa ubang item nga per square naa na dayon no kay per square man lump sum compromise pa nagdaghan kay materials. So quarterly, monthly cash flow and payment schedule must be present also in the financial proposal. Failure to attach any requirement or any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the above mentioned is a ground for outright rejection for the bid and will fall as non-compliant. All documents to be submitted must be current and updated, otherwise it will be rated as failed. The technical and financial proposal must be in A4 size. Mo na itong standard sa atong bid documents. Well paginated with duly authorized signatures and book-bounded to avoid insertion. Further, the authorized liaison officer will be the one to drop the bids. The bidders will also advise to be responsible to their bid submitted in accordance with the checklist, and their technical and financial proposals should have proper pagination based on the number or order if the checklist including proper sequencing of documents. Their submitted documents should be done accordingly. If the legal A documents are attached, much better. However, if the documents are expired, attach receipt of proof that the renewal is on process. The bid documents of the bidders must follow the completeness of the bid, both in form and substance. The bidders were advised not to recycle legal documents of documents attached in the previous submission of bids which have signatures and countersigns of the back members. It must be all original signatures attesting certified copies. Affidavits must be original signature. For the joint venture, whatever guidelines complied by one bidder should also be complied by the other bidder. For example, if one has a PhilJeps registration, then the other one should also attach their PhilJeps registration. Leaving blanks on the bid proposal for the unit bid price of total cost per item is considered failed, except indicated as zero, or which is understood as free to the government. Bidders with lowest bid during the opening of bid is not a guarantee to be awarded. Why? Kay subject for evaluation pa man ang inyong gidrop. All bid documents are still subject for bid evaluation and post-qualification prior to be declared as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. The bidders are given 3 days upon bidding for file for a motion for reconsideration. The BAC emphasized the deadline of the receipt by the BAC of bids, which is 10 a.m. only, as stipulated in the invitation of bid. Kung mulapas na sa 10 a.m., so dili na makadrop ang bidders. No, ato ginang gistrikto og maayo, i-close na nato ang atong hulganan dere beyond 10 a.m. in the morning. For the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. The BAC will determine the eligibility of the bidders based on the PhilJeps registration on their legal aid documents, which should be maintained current and updated, including that of the Civil Works application or the CWA, which focuses on the NFCC, work experience of single largest completed contract, similar to the contract project for bidding at hand. The BAC will ascertain based on the checklist of the required documents to be submitted using pass or fail criterion during the preliminary and detailed bid evaluation. In addition, after the opening of bids as per 2016 revised implementing rules and regulation under section 32.2, the BAC will conduct a detailed bid evaluation of all the bids using non-discretionary criteria wherein it requires the completeness of bid. Bids not addressing or providing all the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as not responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free of the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. In case of discrepancies between bid prices and figures and in words, the latter shall prevail, no? Ang words ang mo prevail. Total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item. Unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the same will be applied to the detailed checking evaluation of the technical. The same will be applied no, sa katong checking evaluation of the proposal. When the bidder, rated as the lowest calculated bidder, will undergo post-qualification. Once post-qualified, the bidder will be determined as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. All bidders are of equal footing thereby. Bidders are advised to include all taxes, other fiscal and duties as mandated by law in all items of work which details are shown in the detailed estimates. For the post-qualification, the bidders were advised to read Department Order number 127, Series 2018, and other issuances relative to this matter, since the BAC will be very keen and strict on the conduct of post-qualification process, considering that the concerned officials or employees, including the concerned BAC members, will be liable to the administrative penalties if this directive will not be followed. As per DO number 127, the contractor will not be awarded with a certain project if it has a negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract or at least 10% in two or more contracts. During post-qualification, even though the contractor is the lowest bidder, still it is subject for further verification to ensure the compliance of the requirements of the contract. With that, the office will be sending a letter being the lowest calculated bid, which within 5 days from the receipt of notice, the bidder must submit the latest income and business tax return and other appropriate licenses, permits, and other legal documents required and stated in the bidding document and as stipulated in the said communication. If not complied within 5 days, the next calculated lowest bidder will be notified. So, you're only given 5 days, no? On the other hand, the office will be sending a letter of inquiry on the committed failure on the bidding at hand. Thus, this communication must be acted upon the contractor on the required time frame. Otherwise, without action taken, it will be relatively resort to sanction, which will fall on the three-strike policy, which a tantamount of blacklisting, suspension of the contractor. If the bidder will commit 3 mistakes in a year, then they will be recommended for further sanctions. Moreover, the qualification and experience of the key technical personnel is subject for verification as part of the post-qualification process. They are allowed to replace their key personal technical, which they have to write a letter 14 days prior to the proposed replacement duly approved by the HOPE of the office. The BAC will be strict on the compliance of the equipment as part of post-qualification. No, it is stated as per DO number 127 series 2018. The contractor can attach in the proposal the list of equipment or agreement to purchase or proposal to rent or agreement on the delivery of the equipment so that the contractor will be assessed as compliant in terms of equipment requirement. The OR and CR must be present, no? Also, it must be current and updated, not expired. The equipment should be calibrated and staff accredited, and the registration should be current and updated. Whatever is stipulated in the BDS should be followed. An inspection will be conducted on the verification of equipment during other documents to be evaluated. Also, to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should in the submitted bid location of the equipment where they can be inspected. Ang atong TWG members kay mo inspect na sa inyong equipment pledge, no? If any piece of equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified as per Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012. 10 calendar days upon receipt of the NOA or Notice of Award, the contractor must comply the following. Notice of award with the bidder signed for a joint venture, contractor's PCAB license, special joint venture license, and joint venture agreement. Performance security in any of the forms specified in the instruction of bidders. The performance security shall be in the amount not less than the required percentage of the total contract price in accordance with the following schedule. Cash or cashier's manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, which is 10%. Bank draft or guarantee or a revocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a universal or commercial bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is 10%. Surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, which is 30%. No? So, ang sa inyong construction methods, kay nabot ay form. No, follow lang ta sa form. Ang construction schedule in the form of PERT CPM diagram or precedence diagram and bar chart with S-curve, cash flow, contractor's all-risk insurance or CARE to be submitted during the period required on the submission of the required documents in the award of contract. However, the effective date is on the effectivity of the contract. Latest income tax and business returns duly stamped and received by BIR and duly validated with the tax payments made. Tax clearance from the BIR to prove full and timely payment of taxes. For a local contractor, certification under oath stating that a contractor is free and clean of all tax liabilities. For a foreign bidder, for the summary.
Okay, thank you very much for